When you come from a small town in California, music can often be one of the only ways of freely venting your creativity. At least that was the case for Jessie Evans. Before embarking on her solo career, the unique performer and extraordinary saxophonist had already been part of groups like Autonervous, Subtonics and The Vanishing. Her upcoming album, Is It Fire, is her first solo album. Together with drummer Toby Dammit, Jessie also provides a spectacle during live performances of her Voodoo Cabaret show. It's hard to describe her music, which spans somewhere between Mexican 50s B-movie sounds, pop, electro and Afrobeat.
I don't have a definition for the music at all. Like, I have so many different musical influences. Like when I was a kid, I grew up with living in a small town in the middle of nowhere where you had to drive like 70 miles to go see a reggae show. So I grew up with reggae, and then when I was a teenager, I got into punk rock and new wave and jazz I got into, and I'm listening to all different kinds of music. So, and I'm just trying to find my own voice within that. I don't want it to sound like anything. I'm influenced by like pop music, to jazz, to like Afrobeat, to so many different things, you know. I wanted to play saxophone since I was like about 11 years old, and I wanted to play saxophone in the marching band, and they had too many saxophone players, so they put me on flute, and it was just humiliating because flute is the most uncool, untough, sexy instrument. So I switched to kick drum, and I was playing the bass drum in the marching band. But when I was like 16, my parents bought me a saxophone. When I started out playing shows and doing music, I felt like I had so much teenage angst, and like my performance was just really neurotic and really punk and just letting everything off my chest. Like, it was somewhat hysterical at times. Bouquets of knives have left me empty, empty, empty. Staring at your suction face, you give me nothing. I feel like I'm kind of coming out of that, and I just want to like be very clear with my message, and just I think that the most simple you can put something, the most simple words you can put it into, the best it is for people to understand. And so I think not so much as the music as being an outlet to express like my own frustrations and angst, but to just put a good message out that that's like a spell or something. I've never been like into politics in terms of like preaching to people. I have my own things I want to express, and it's hopefully abstract enough so that people can find their own meaning in it. I don't want to tell people what to think or say this is my message, and I'm not going to be specific about it like that, but it's my own, it's from my heart what's on there, so they can take what they want from it, I've always thought of performance as just being in music, just as being a chance to break down the boundaries between people. I want to get into the people and I want them to get into me, and I don't want this division. I feel like people have become so closed off and afraid, you know, like people often at shows don't want to dance to anything that's not familiar to them, you know, they only want what they've heard, what they know, and it's like I feel like that being part of this modern society that I grew up in, that I'm part of, is like really alienating for me, and I just really want to break through that, and I want to create something that's getting people together, and I want to come out of my own body. I want to become possessed by something higher than myself, and I just want to break down the bullshit between people. That's why I've always done music, and I just feel like music is the best. Out of all forms of art, music is really the best form for that, because you can't shut it down. It's making noise and people have to hear it, and they can't get away from it, really. You know, if you're at a show you don't like, you can always go outside, but you're still hearing it. It's different from art, which is like some painting on a wall that like only a few people are gonna see, and then some rich asshole's gonna buy it and bring it home to his house and whatever, you know. It's music is really getting to the people, and you can't shut it down. So that's why I do music.
Right now, Jessie's first solo album is raring to go. The recording